Thank you. Thank you all for your comments. There's too many for me to reply to. I might get around to them eventually, but there's just too many at the moment, and I'm still um, resting a bit. Um, I we I um we went to bed quite early. I think I was awake quite early. I think I slept really well overnight. Didn't wake up in pain, which surprised me. I thought I'd be really quite uncomfortable, but I wasn't. Um, and I took some painkillers at 9 o'clock because I was beginning to feel that I'd got pain coming on, but otherwise I've been fine really. Um, he had physio at 10:30, and we went because we wanted her to see it really and give her advice. Um, so she's looked at it and she massaged it, and he did some gentle stuff at physio, but she's advised him to carry on icing it and to rest, and elevate his leg as other people have advised. Um, she took a photo of it, and I had a photo that I took on Sunday, which I showed her. So she's taken a photo. I haven't. I need to take another photo so that we've got some to compare with. And she said if it, obviously if it deteriorates, you need to get another blood test, which means going to see the doctor. I told Mark he can't deteriorate on Thursday because our doctor's not there. It's the locum who I'd prefer not to see. So um, he's okay. It doesn't. It's not a great colour in places, but I think he's okay. I think it's okay. He's being careful. He did drive halfway home again today. We went and picked up the shopping after physio, and my eyes were quite tired. And he said, "Well, I'll drive." So he drove. It doesn't really put a lot of pressure. I know he's using that knee, but he, he's not. It's not massive use of the knee. So he drove halfway home again, as he did the other day from physio. Um, so I've got no dressing on. I've taken the dressing off. So this is your warning. I'm about to show you my arm. I've just looked in the mirror, and it's intriguing me that where the dressing has been, the pad of the dressing, there's no bruising. I don't understand that. So there's like a patch where there's no bruising. So I'm going to show you now. So close your eyes. I'm going to count down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, you can open your eyes now. So I've left the dressing off so it dries out because it was still a bit wet, and I thought it would be better for it to dry out and form a scab. Otherwise, I don't want it to get infected, obviously. Um, it's sore, but it would be. It's not pain. It's sore when I bend it. And when we had our siesta this afternoon, um, again quite a long siesta, it was stiff when I woke up from that. Having had it in the same position for 90 minutes, it was a bit stiff. But apart from that, I feel okay. It's really dark today. I keep looking, thinking what time. Actually, it's 5:30 now, so it would be getting dark. But it's been sort of dark for the last couple of hours. I keep looking and wondering what time it is. So I need to go and do the chickens in a minute. We are. He's got a blood test in the morning. Other than that, there's nothing happening, and that will be nice because that's just across the river. It's not very far. We ran out. We didn't run out, but we got a warning. The car warned us that we'd got 70 miles left, 70 kilometres yet left of fuel as we travelled out this morning. And I thought it was pretty good going because he filled it up before he went into hospital. And today is 3 weeks, 21 days. So we've done a lot of mileage in that time compared to how we would normally drive. Backwards and forwards to Chamonix for physio, backwards and forward to the hospital. So I reckon 3 weeks on a full tank's pretty good going. And I guess that in in normal times when we're not doing that many journeys per week, it'll probably last us, I would imagine, 5 or 6 weeks, which is good. I'm pleased about that. So that's good. I'm sure there was something I was going to say. Oh, yeah, I've been watching, I watched Netflix this afternoon. I've watched Nyad, which is Diane, whose surname I can't remember, who made attempts to travel to swim across from my I think she was going to go Florida to Cuba, in that direction, or Miami to Cuba, when she was younger, and never made it. I can't remember. I just think, oh, she just got washed off course, I think, when she was in her teens. And then she started attempting it again in her 60s. And on her fifth attempt, she succeeded. And it was a really lovely film, really moving. And the actresses' names have gone out of my head. That's not unusual. Yeah, so it was a lovely film. Nice to sit and watch. Nothing to do this afternoon. I've decided not to do a main meal. We came home and had leek and potato soup that I'd made the other day, croutons. There were chickpea patties left from the other day, so we had a couple of those each as well. And I said to Mark later on, I went, that's going to be our main meal, and we'll have toast in a bit. I made a loaf of bread cooked a loaf of bread this morning. That's come out well, so we'll just have toast. And then I'll do a main meal again tomorrow. I had to sort all the lighting out in here. I've got 3 different sorts of lighting on, because his big overhead daylights sort of panel was reflecting behind in this, in his, it was very reflective. I know it still is, but in his painting of the gorilla, it was just really quite harsh. It's a really harsh overhead light. So I've got 3 sets of lighting on. I think that's better. So yeah, not too bad considering. Somebody said, and I also thought it, that I could easily have broken some bones, but luckily for me, my bone density is good. Despite 6 years of steroids, I had a density, a DEXA scan last autumn, and it hadn't really changed much with me being on steroids for 6 years. And I don't remember who it was, but I think somebody had said to me in the past that my bone density is good because I'm weight bearing, and because I'm obese, I'm always weight bearing, and so that supports my bone density as far as I'm aware. And I think if I were a very, very thin old woman, then I could probably have broken my elbow. So I'm really lucky, really pleased. I've got bruising around my breast as well. So I fell slightly on my side, which is good, I think. Yes, I could have broken a hip, could have broken an elbow. My sister has just said that luckily Mark didn't hear me screaming. You wouldn't hear me screaming because I don't scream. I don't know whether I would if I'd broken a bone, but I don't. I didn't scream or make a noise in childbirth, so I don't make a noise. I just lay there silently, screaming in my head. Well, I don't even scream in my head. Yeah, I just lay there silently. Somebody said, "Oh my goodness, well done, you got up," and I'm thinking, well, I didn't. What else would I do? It's like you just get up. And I mean, my head was under his table, so I was able to, having rolled, I was able to use the table to help myself get up. I remember several years ago we were working down in the garden, and Mark was cutting some tree branches which I was moving out of the way, and as I pulled just me helping again, one of the tree branches out of the way, I tripped, quelle surprise, landed in a bed of nettles. I got up quickly then. It's hard getting up. It's really hard, isn't it? When you're a kid and you fall over, you just get up and keep going. But it's really, really horrible falling as an adult, especially an older adult. It's really, it is really horrible. Yeah. So we've just attempted earlier to remove the shutter stop that I tripped over, but that's cemented in. He'd got a big hammer out, big sledgehammer, but it wasn't moving, so he's going to have to grind that down. He's got an angle grinder. And then we've just used the electric screwdriver on the one at the front door, and that wasn't working either. So we're going to have to grind. That's going to have to get ground down as well to come out. They're really well and truly embedded in, but they're going to have to be ground out, and they will be. I mean, they're the only doors that we use, those 2. I won't ever use, well, I will use this again, but he'll get rid of the stop. I won't use it until he's got rid of the stop. Although you'd think, wouldn't you, that I've learned now to watch where I'm going. One would hope. I think somebody asked how was I holding the scissors. Well, I do hold them safely. I'd got the blades in my, I'm holding the blades in my hand with the handle of the scissors out. So that's how I was holding them. But my hand opened and threw them as I fell. So yeah, that was quite a relief. Wouldn't want to have stabbed myself with scissors and, well, no, look, we don't want to go there, but that would have been awful. Anyway, so thank you. And I think I have got off lightly in reality, and that's really pleasing, because I know that you can really have days of aches and pains and all of that, and I think I've got off lightly, and that might be to do with I am on regular analgesia and I'm on steroids, so that actually might be supporting me through this, which is good. So I'm not complaining about that. Okay, so have a good Tuesday, have a good Wednesday for those of you that are already got to Wednesday, and see you next time.